What is the difference between a list and a tuple?
In Python, both lists and tuples are used to store collections of items. However, they differ fundamentally in their mutability, performance implications, and typical use cases. Understanding the distinction between these two core data structures is essential for making design decisions that impact efficiency, data integrity, and code clarity. The most critical difference between a list and a tuple is that lists are mutable while tuples are immutable. This means that once a list is created, its contents can be altered. Items can be added, removed, or changed. In contrast, once a tuple is defined, it cannot be modified in any way. This immutability has several implications. For example, tuples can be used as keys in dictionaries, while lists cannot. Since dictionary keys must be hashable and immutability is a key characteristic of hashable objects. This makes tuples more versatile in contexts where data needs to be fixed and reliable. Another distinction lies in the syntax used to define them. Lists are created using square brackets, such as my list equals 1, 2, 3, surrounded by square brackets, whereas tuples are defined using parentheses, like my tuple equals 1, 2, 3, surrounded by rounded brackets. Python also allows for the creation of a tuple without parentheses by simply separating values with commas, although using parentheses is generally recommended for readability and consistency. From a performance perspective, tuples have a slight advantage over lists. Because tuples are immutable, Python can make certain internal optimizations that improve processing speed and memory efficiency. This makes tuples particularly useful in scenarios where large amounts of data need to be passed around without the risk of accidental modification. Lists, on the other hand, offer greater flexibility and are more appropriate when the data needs to be updated or changed over time. Immutability also plays a significant role in ensuring data integrity. When a tuple is passed as an argument to a function, it is guaranteed that the function will not accidentally alter the contents of the tuple. This makes tuples ideal for representing fixed collections of data, such as coordinates, RGB color codes, or records from a database where the data should remain constant. Lists, being mutable, require more caution when passed into functions, especially if they're modified in place. Another subtle difference is in their methods. Lists come with a wider range of built-in methods such as append, extend, pop, remove, and reverse, which provide rich functionality for manipulating their contents. Tuples, due to their immutability, have only a few built-in methods, primarily count and index, which support inspection rather than manipulation. In practice, the choice between using a list or a tuple often comes down to the question of mutability. If the collection of data needs to be changed or is expected to grow or shrink dynamically, a list is the natural choice. If the data is constant and must not change throughout the program, a tuple offers a safer and more efficient structure. This distinction not only influences the functional behavior of a program, but also contributes to its overall readability, maintainability, and correctness.